So this is my front yard. It kind of looks like a bomb went off right now. We've got trees down everywhere. We had a tree service come in. They took down 28 trees in the front yard and 2 trees in the backyard. The reason we had it done is this ridge that runs across the front of our yard. It sits up higher than the level of the front of the house, probably by 4 feet or so. And there were trees, they were leaning towards the house, and we've been worried about them for years, that in a big storm they might come down and land on the house. So we finally said, all right, we're gonna spend the money, we're gonna get a tree service in here and take them down. And they were in here for 2 days and took down all these trees, which was just crazy. These guys worked their butts off. So here's the first tree that we were concerned about. It was right on the hill, and it was a really tall tree, and it was leaning right towards the house. Here was the other one that we were concerned about, again leaning towards the house. So those had to go. Then as we worked our way down into the yard, you would see a whole bunch of other trees that were just aiming right towards the house. So the tree guys took down, cut and pushed over with an excavator what they could. They uprooted a couple of the trees because obviously we need to get the stumps out. So they pushed over what they could. Some of them were just too big. But you'll see over here, this stump, this tree was rotten and hollow all the way down to the stump. So that is really not good. That's about halfway up our front yard, so it could have gone towards the road or towards the house, neither of which would be good. Here's a couple stumps that were uprooted and cut off. And as we come over here, you can see a couple of them that he left laying on the hill, and then a couple down here. So most of these stumps are really big. They're going to be way too big for my machine to pull out, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to work around them. I'm going to get as much of them out as I can. I'm going to try and hook up and at least tow out, if I can't lift, these that are already uprooted. And I have a neighbor down the street who has a huge excavator. The bucket on it's about 4 feet wide. So I'm going to have him come in at some point, probably in the springtime, and really do the rest of the stumping and then dig down whatever I was unable to get. But we are in October now, we're approaching November, and I don't want to do too much right now because snow is right around the corner for us, and with the thaw and the spring rain, it's just going to be a big muddy mess. And here I am out at road level looking towards the house, and you could just see how huge that hill is, and it really just does not look good. But that's the elevation that I'm going to have to dig down. I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I already started digging the ridge right at the end of our driveway, and you can see from what's there, it really is a big bed of shale. There's dirt in there, of course, and some bigger rocks, but most of it is shale. And this stump that sits right at top of the hill, it's big. That's a big stump, and it's way too big for me to pull out with my machine in one shot. So I started digging around the base, took out the bottom of the hill, and kind of excavating underneath it. So my next move will be to back up on top of the hill, dig out the other side. That should loosen it up, and then I should be able to come down below and either pull it out with the backhoe bucket at that point or hook a chain and just drag it out. This is my trusty John Deere 970. It's a compact tractor, 34 horsepower. It's got the 440 loader on it. It's a 6 foot wide bucket, and it's got about a 1,200 pound lift capacity. And then the backhoe attachment is the 8B, and it's got an 8 foot digging depth, and the bucket on it is 24 inches wide, so it's a big bucket. It's probably a little too big for what I would want, but it does the job. I mean, it's pretty good for a compact tractor. This has been a great tractor. I bought it in 2004, and I have done a lot of work with this machine. A lot of digging out for walkways and retaining walls. I use it for snow. I use it for spreading the gravel in our driveway. I use it as a wheelbarrow. I mean, the bucket, just being able to drive around the yard and put your stuff in it, your debris. I mean, even just getting stuff from the home centers, you know, bags of concrete or dirt or mulch. I can just pull it up to the bed of the truck and just load everything in it and drive it right where I need it. So I love that tractor. This is a great machine. So I'm going to be using that to dig out the hill as much as I can. I want to try and do as much of it on my own because I need to loader the dirt that I dig out over to the side yard. And I don't want to hire somebody to do all of the work since I have the equipment. Here's a few clips of me working on the hill at the end of the driveway.